Let's get to what Shador had to say afterward.
Get the volume.
Oh, sorry.
So I would say over the
Let's
state,
start that over.
I would say
My bad, y'all.
it's eye-opening. A lot of people don't know about HBCUs. Personally, I didn't know about many HBCUs when I was going through my recruitment process. Mm-hmm. So I would say over the 2 years I've been here, 2.5 years I've been here, the spotlight here, everything's here. It's some things that's not up to par, but it's good and bad with everything. So the people, the fans, everything about the city of Jackson I love.
Facts.
People say it's a lot of crime in the city, but we haven't ran into it.
I'm going to address that.
Got our head on straight. We're going to school, doing what we got to do.
Same.
So just being in love with the city, the people, just how kind they are, just the whole HBCU family, talking to them in the airport, playing around with them. It's nothing I ever been around before. I went to a private school in high school. So being around a lot of people of our own color and our own type is it's truly fun. Yeah. And we was able to play for the city. You got to understand the city doesn't have any national teams. It only has college. So, I mean, it's just giving hope to the city for something different. Having something, just being there talking to kids at Blackburn Middle School, them being able to connect with us, them being able just to talk to us and just play with us and stuff like that. It's a lot of bad things in the city. A lot of kids never, when we brought some type of food up there, a lot of them ain't have it. They never tasted it before. So it was just being in Jackson. I just feel like it's just eye-opening for everybody. Kids will have something to look up to. Kids will want to be a Jackson State Tiger one day.
And this is what Aubrey Miller had to say. I didn't have the volume up.
No, if we can do it, y'all can do it. Come on home. Let's represent well. HBCUs need to keep going up, whether you like it or not, whether they like it or not. We need to keep rising with this. We need to keep going with this. The money needs to come back home. Your talent needs to come back home. You need to play for your people. You need to represent our people. I mean, like I said, if we do it, you can do it. That's all I want to say. Thank y'all.
Again, like I said, y'all not sponsoring us, so we're going to turn that off. But the reason we wanted to talk about this is because... go ahead.
I wanted to, number one, agree and say root to the Browns.
Oh, yeah.
The state.
Yeah, you got to do that. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because we're going to play this Deion clip real quick. And I want y'all to hear the difference in what Deion says and what his two star players say, because both of them are star players. Okay? Y'all listen, and then we'll turn it back up.
On all accounts, I appreciate you. Never once did I say they're going to put a tombstone with my name on it at Jackson State, so I wasn't going to die here. Y'all know that. Everything I said I would
take some
do,
notes real quick.
I did. Everything I said I wanted to happen, I tried my darnest to make it happen. We've exceeded, I think, expectations in some realm. But when I don't fit into someone else's plan and purpose, now there's ridicule. But you forgot about my plan and God's purpose. That's where the dysfunction comes. I reached a point where I said to myself, we're going to go out there and recruit another great class, and we were, and TC will. And we're going to win again. So at what point do we keep dominating that you don't get mad at us for dominating? Because it's a level of dominance where you start to turn. And I felt that. We start to get tension from our own people because you're dominant. And you start saying, well, that's Prime. He can recruit that. We ain't got that. We don't have this. We heard that last night. You're 4 and 5 stars. Yeah, because we recruit those and they sign. But it comes a time that that's not what it's all about for me. I'm a winner. I've always won. I'm
What's
going
about
to win.
Deion?
Y'all know that. If you done your homework. But it's bigger than that.
Tell me.
It's about increasing enrollment. It's about the safety of students.
Safety.
It's about going to the next level, not just in football. I would love to go to another conference. Is the rest of the school ready? Is the baseball team ready? Is the basketball teams ready? Or just the football team? See, you make it just about football, and it's not just about football.
So agreed.
It's about our trainers and kids that the fire alarms may go off and not being turned off at 3:15 in the morning.
Hell are you talking about?
It's about people that may not have the proper
Welcome
safety
to any college.
on a campus that they should. I'm not just talking about Jackson State. I'm talking about everywhere. So the things that I want to accomplish, I can't do it by just being the darn football coach and winning games. I can't do it. And I reached a point where I had a real conversation with the Lord. Now, it's funny how you believe the Lord when he said to come here, but you don't believe me when I tell you the Lord may tell me to do otherwise. It's like my God is talking to you about me. I don't think he works like that. But it's so much more that I can't do because that's not my occupation. I'm a football coach and a darn good one. And name one thing in football that we haven't accomplished that I said we would. But it's bigger than that. And until we address these underlying issues that nobody wants to talk about, ain't nothing gonna change. Football, yes. But what else is gonna change? And I'm a change agent. That's what it's all about to me.
Right.
Because
For sure, change.
I'm not just attached to the football players, the equipment persons, the trainers, the academic persons, everybody on campus. When we leave, you're going to find out what all we did. Because they don't really talk about the positivity until we go. You'll find out what all we did for Jackson State and all we wanted to do for Jackson State. I just pray to God that in all that get some understanding on change and where change really starts.
All right, that's enough. Got a lot to say here. I got a lot to say. Norwood, you can jump in whenever you want to. Let's start with I didn't have a tombstone here at Jackson and never said I was gonna stay. Boy, you full of shit. First off, you see how I told y'all over and over again, the rhetoric changed as soon as that money came to go to college. He was here. I should have. Ooh, that's my fault, y'all. I should have had his introductory speech for Jackson State. That's my bad. He was here at Jackson. Oh, I gotta unmute. My bad. I muted myself. Can y'all not hear me? Can y'all hear me? Oh yeah, we hear you. Yeah, it's not me. It's you.
I guess I'm back. I don't know what happened.
I was about to say.
Listen the whole time.
Yeah, it was unmuted. They heard everything. They were talking. They said the speech is so disingenuous. We hear you. So, let's start off with I didn't have a tombstone here at Jackson State. Boy, you full of shit. I want to make sure you could. I want you to hear that part. No, you can jump in whenever you want to. Boy, you full of shit. I told y'all the rhetoric changed as soon as that money came calling. I told y'all. See, I didn't call Deion a sellout. I didn't say none of that. But this is one of the most disrespectful ways to go out about Jackson State. What's the first thing I said, the problem with Deion? What was the first thing I said when all of this happened? That Deion has never told Jackson State thank you. How do you leave? How do you leave and decide to take shots at Jackson State and all of HBCUs as you walk out the door? You were here first and said, I'm here. God sent me here for a purpose. To help raise black boys into black men. Why not us? Let's do all of this. And this is what you say? I got notes, y'all. He said tombstone. Then he said, when I don't fit into somebody else's plan, then it's ridicule. Well, my nigga, your plan said that you were here for Jackson State and HBCUs and it's bigger than football, my dude. You said that. Nobody said that. You said your plan was that. Nobody else said that. But now we know your plan wasn't none of that. All of this all of this confirmed to me that your play and all that shit you said at the beginning was bullshit, boy. That's bullshit.
What was your plan before HBCUs? Because I didn't think nobody planned to hire you then. Why was nobody calling you saying, "Oh, let's take Deion right now"? Because you were unproven.
Nobody asked you to stay here for more than. Nobody asked you to build a tombstone. Jackson State ain't got no grave for you. They ain't got no plot. Everybody knew you were gonna leave.
Exactly.
But the way that you leaving is horrible. You are y'all. Go ahead, Norwood.
And on top of that, hold on. On top of that, it's 13 transfers.
22 players have entered the four. Yeah. 13 transfers in Jackson. Two Jackson? Or leaving?
I saw 13. I didn't.
22 as of today. 22 as of today.
Jesus.
And I think 4 or 5 have. No, I'm sorry. It's 13 transfers. 9 have declared for the draft. You've gutted that program. You talk about TC and all of that. You gutted that program.
Yeah.
Although they are keeping.
He has to know that deep down in his heart. He has to know this what I got left ain't enough to do nothing with.
Then he said, "I came here to dominate." Man, you been here 2 years. You been here 2 years. You didn't win no Celebration Bowl. You dominated the SWAC. Yeah, that's cool. That is good. I like SWAC football. That's cool. You did. You went. What'd you go? 24-2 in 2 years. Because you see, he still don't talk about that first year when they ain't make it to the SWAC championship, but they were 4 and 5. He don't never talk about that though.
He only counts it when he talking time served.
Then you take shots at the very school that you have the sweatshirt on. You wearing Jackson State, talking about all that we did, all me, all that I did for Jackson State, not acknowledging anything that Jackson State did for you. Boy, you full of shit. You ain't say nothing. You still ain't saying nothing about Talladega. He still ain't mentioned Talladega.
Ooh.
Never mentioned Talladega. He still ain't said nothing. He never even said thank you to Jackson State. Y'all can tell me I'm a hater. Y'all can say all this. No black man. Anybody in corporate America that's making $100,000 will go get $5 million. Y'all can say all you want. This is some bullshit. And he's like, I'm a change agent. Yeah, we know. We know now.
Yeah.
We know now.
You'd have disrupted that team and everything they had going. Good luck.
And then he took a shot at the SWAC. He said, "I'm trying to go to a bigger conference, but is the basketball team ready? Is the baseball? See, he contradicted himself in this. I'm just the football coach. Now he's just the football coach, right? When all the flack comes back on him, now he's just the football coach, right? What the hell are you talking about with fire alarms, Deion? What the hell are you talking about?
First of all, yes, anywhere where you live with large groups of people, every now and then there's going to be an annoying fire alarm. Welcome to life. But it's just so mind-blowing for me that he's like, oh, I'm ready now. When these other schools, they wasn't ready for you. They weren't interested in you. Nobody was calling saying, let's make Deion a head coach before you coach at Jackson State. So it's funny how when it's convenient for you, then suddenly it's time to make a move.
He never really. This shows his true color. He never wanted to do none of that. This was just a stepping stone. All that shit he was talking about, HBCUs, I'm talking to your babies and all of that. And then he said, I'm feeling tensions from other coaches. Yeah, what you think you gonna feel when you go to the Pac-12? Yeah. What you think? You are the enemy.
Oh no!
I go to Alabama State.
I think you have two different things. I think that you've kind of lessened the integrity of HBCU coaches, which I'm sure that's something they work on every day, is maintaining their integrity, because we know how the other coaches operate. Then within that, yeah, you're gonna go over there and you're gonna have plenty of tension. So you might as well get used to it, big dog. And that team is still what? 1-11 last season. Good luck.
I ain't wishing you no good luck. I said the whole time I hope he does well. Nah, I don't got nothing for you, big dog. Nothing. I pain and strife. You a New Orleans Saint to me. Wow. You were my favorite athlete, dog.
Jeez.
My dad has your jersey signed jersey framed in the basement. You are the epitome of the Atlanta Falcons. You are it. But for you to go up here and have a press conference and take so many shots at your own people that you caped for and that you begged for. I ain't gonna say beg for a job. I don't know.
No,
but I said that all these people did for you. Gave you the opportunity. Did you the solid. You the only coach I know that didn't have to go up the ranks. You ain't never held no assistant, nothing. Nothing. You ain't never held an assistant, nothing. Black colleges did that for you. And you say that? You say that? And first off, let's talk about this. Did y'all hear the difference in Shador and Andre Miller versus Deion? I don't think Shador want to. Oh, go ahead.
I don't think either one of them kids want to leave.
Well, Miller's going to the NFL. He's definitely leaving. I mean, he's a senior. He's out of there. But Shador don't want to leave. Yeah, he's going to NFL. No. Shador don't want to leave. Deion, did he reference crime? Crime. First off,
which your kid said was not a problem.
Your own son said we didn't run into any of that. You notice Deion ain't never come out and say when he said, oh, all my stuff was broken into and stolen. He ain't never come back and said, oh, I actually just misplaced it. Remember that boombox that was really close to him and blah, blah, blah. And he went on social media and said, we got to do better, Jackson. He ain't never come back and say, you know what, I misplaced my boombox. Deion seems like the most disingenuous person I've ever seen in my life. And everybody else that is arguing with me, I noticed that 99.9% of the people that argue with me have no clue what they're talking about when it comes to HBCU culture. None. You ain't go to no HBCU. There's really only 2 or 3 people that I respect. And the one person I respect took a shot at HBCUs, and I had to be like, come on, dog, that was unnecessary. But everybody else, y'all kiss my ass. If you siding with this, that's disrespectful, dog. You got your players saying come home and your former coach saying HBCUs are not enough. They're not connecting the dots. There's something wrong here. There's a missing space.
Yeah, it's called integrity.
That was the most self-centered, pompous, arrogant press conference that you could have. And then to say, you only see what I did. Well, you still, again, have not acknowledged what Jackson State did for you. Deion, not at all. Shador said the reason Jackson is what it is because the kids don't have anybody. They don't see this all the time. You came in tooting the horn for HBCUs, but your own son said, I ain't never even heard of HBCU. I ain't even heard of it. You in Texas. Texas is smack dab in the middle of HBCU, smack dab in the middle of HBCU country.
That also says a lot about the household, but I ain't gonna get into that.
What do you mean, him or his family at the time? Or there's a lot going on. But that I'm upset, dog. That's so disrespectful.
Which to go from clearly your kids have not really known much about HBCUs to this suddenly being your passion overnight to you suddenly being out the door. I think that makes a little bit more sense in hindsight.
It's crazy that Shador don't want. I can tell you right now, Shador's going because that's my dad. Shador doesn't seem to me that Shador wants to leave. It does. Shiloh definitely didn't want to. It took Shiloh all of the last. He didn't get in the transfer portal till today.
I don't think that. I guess let's go ahead and go into the next part of that. Maybe nobody wants to leave.
What do you mean?
Travis Hunter.
Oh, yeah. Travis Hunter, allegedly, this came out that Travis Hunter is being pursued by USC, Georgia, and Miami. And Colorado. Colorado, of course, is on this list. But then he went, and they said he entered the transfer portal and is going to Colorado. He responded via Twitter immediately in real time and said, stop lying to these people. This play and the way that this is playing out shows me that this is not for the kids. This ain't for the coaches. Oh, and the coaches. And then you went and took the best up-and-coming coach in the SWAC from Mississippi Valley State. Mississippi Valley State been bad for a long time, since Jerry Rice.
I'll take that on the way out.
You took the best up-and-coming coach.
It's right on out of there because that's what he needs.
And I got a hypothesis for y'all too. Go ahead.
You have to understand that what he's doing is what's in the best interest of him solely. I don't think it's even in the best interest of his children, because I think that he better off Shador having another,
dominant
season at Jackson
season,
State,
being the next
than
Steve
going to
McNair,
Colorado.
then going to Colorado and being. I hope he's good.
No, not that. That's not even it. To be a target, he's going there to be a target.
Oh yeah.
You don't think that right now everybody gonna try to get hey, we whooped Deion, son.
I can make a name for myself. I can make it to the NFL off beating Deion's son up.
Absolutely.
But back to the coach. So this is my hypothesis. They hired T.C. Taylor. Shout out to T.C. Taylor. He was a Jackson State. He is a Jackson State alum. He was Deion's wide receivers coach. He was the offensive coordinator at North Carolina Central before. We talked about that on Saturday Morning Live. He was the offensive coordinator for North Carolina Central when they won the MEAC 3 years in a row. He's a really, really good coach. What nobody talks about is he was their third choice. He wasn't their first choice. They offered the job to two other people. Here's my hypothesis. One person that they offered, and of course Deion backed TC early.
That's what I was about to ask you. I was like, do you think that because the way that Deion put it on, that TC was his guy?
TC was his
But
guy.
tell me what you know.
I don't know. This is what I think. I think Jackson State offered Mississippi Valley State's the head coaching job. I think they offered him the coaching job, and I also think they interviewed Ray Lewis as well, because he was in Jackson, Mississippi. So I mean, there's really no I'm no shade to Jackson, Mississippi, but there's no reason for you to be in Jackson, Mississippi unless you're going to see Jackson State. So
how you find this out?
And I read. I follow all the HBCU news all day, more than SEC.
Davis.
But I think they offered Mississippi Valley State's former head coach, now Deion's defensive coordinator. I think they offered him, and I think Deion convinced him to say no and go to Colorado. Now this might be me being scorned. This might be me being pissed off. This probably has no credence. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But the tea leaves that I see and what I'm reading shows me, because Jackson State's former head coach is also an alum from Jackson State. He's also from Mississippi. Right? So not only is Deion taking shots at JSU, he really recovered the gambit. He took shots at JSU. He took shots at the SWAC. He took shots at all the administration and other sports at JSU. He took shots at black people. He took shots at the safety, at the culture.
He sold all the rest of the coaches,
sold
like the basketball coach,
everybody.
baseball coach.
Not just the coach. He sold the entire organization.
Program, really.
And made himself seem like he's the black Jesus. Like he's the black prophet.
He's the Messiah. And y'all are just lucky to be in the same room as him.
It's so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful.
Why did you make me think about this, Reggie?
It's so, because I've been thinking about this since the press conference. That's why. It's so disrespectful. Deion handled this in the worst way you can, and now he's trying to cover his tracks up, and he's pulling straws and insulting other people in other aspects because his feelings are hurt, and he's playing the victim. And I ain't got no sympathy for you or them crocodile tears that we saw where you was fake crying in the beginning, talking about not now, but right now, not tomorrow, but right now. Boy, ain't got nan tears. You know who used to do that? 5-year-olds when they about to get a whipping. They try to fake cry and get out of the way. You know why? You know why you do stuff like that? Because you know you wrong. Deep down, if you as close to God as you say you are, if you talk to God every day like say you do, then deep down, God put it in your heart that you are wrong. You wrong. You're wrong, Deion. You're wrong. Point blank, period. We could talk till we blue in the face. We could talk for another 4 hours. At the end of the day, you're wrong.
He's about to have a podcast with Shannon Sharp here. Whatever Shannon's podcast is named, he's going to be the next episode. Exclusive.
Of course he is. Yeah.
You know what this is.
Got the J State documentary coming up with Amazon. Yeah, he's got a One
thing that I will say, he's learned how to play that game. He's gonna try to wash his image. I'm very interested to see what his demeanor is gonna be like in Colorado.
Well,
I
hope they beat the shit
will
out
it be
of
all
Colorado.
the sauce that it was?
Oh
in
yeah, you ain't
Jackson?
see it. They already got his new logo. Prime with the 21 P21ME Prime. That's his new logo. He wore that to the game. He had the GOAT chain on. Boy, I wish Central would have ripped that chain off of him. It's so disrespectful. But anyway, where do you think Travis? Let's get back on topic. I'm ranting. I'm sorry. We are an hour and 10 minutes in. We 30 minutes into this thing, and we still got like 4 other topics to talk about. Where do you think Travis Hunter? Man, fuck Deion. Where do you think Travis Hunter is gonna end up?
Of these 3?
Of the 5: Georgia, USC, Miami, Colorado, Jackson State. Where does he end up?
Oh. Jackson State, not gonna happen. Colorado doesn't make any sense to me. Miami doesn't make a ton of sense. The obvious answer is Georgia.
Because he's from here.
The answer that I would prefer the most is USC. He could probably play offense and defense and flourish both at USC. Georgia, he probably helps him win another championship.
Georgia, he plays offense, defense too. They would probably use him like Champ Bailey.
But
You think he'd just be another guy?
I think that he's a good football player anyway. And I do think that the time that he spent with Deion, hopefully he got the game at least. And I assume that Deion probably invested a lot in him because that's gonna be like his pet project. That's gonna be his proof of concept. So I hope that Deion has been invested in him, not just, visibly and being around, but actually teaching this kid the game in another level cornerback type of thing. Go to USC, man. Do us all a favor.
That's probably that would be a hell of a storyline though.
That would be a chink in Deion's armor almost immediately.
Because because USC don't leave next year, so they would play Colorado next year.
And even more than that, without Travis Hunter, with Deion and Travis Hunter, it's a good package deal. You get a top tier kid and you get Deion as your coach. Now Deion, you gotta bring it.
Cause he's coming. Remember, I'm coming
with bags, Louis bags.
Yeah,
you better hope your bags show up at the destination you going to. Many times you check that bag, it end up in a whole different city.
Coming with that L. That's what it's coming. Louis. L for Louis. That's what you coming with. Shoot. Other news. I told y'all. We're gonna get you up off the screen, big dog.